What is up, my lads, and welcome to Age of Enlightenment's third update. For this update, I'm going to be talking about the population tab of the game, and this one is going to be a relatively shorter one, just like the previous economy update. First of all, you may have immediately begun to notice the similarities between the user interface layout of my game and Victoria 2. Again, there is some heavy inspiration taken from Victoria 2, but I am still going to explain certain things as if you have zero experience with that game. First of all, on the left side of the tab we have the region list, and essentially by clicking on each region you can find the detailed population data for every single province inside. You can expand each region to check out its provinces, and each region also has an edict tab. Edicts essentially represent propaganda campaigns by the government in order to influence the population into some form of action. For example, you can steer your population towards certain professions, you can also steer your population towards a certain ideology, and you can also influence your population towards migrating or emigrating from a province. For example, in this instance, I am going to try and get some of Finland's population to migrate away from Finland and into my capital region. So I'm going to give Finland an emigration focus and Upland an immigration focus. And if I speed up the game a little bit, obviously I have boosted the strength of the edict a little bit in order for its effects to be more immediately apparent to you, but you can essentially see the concept in action here. Essentially, you gradually are having a Finn minority appear on the region of Upland. Initially, I wasn't exactly sure about how I was going to handle edicts. I was thinking about having it be kind of like Victoria 2, with a country essentially having a stable amount of edicts that could be influenced either by technology or the ruler's talents, for example. But eventually I changed my mind and I decided, and this is not set in stone, but I decided to actually tie this with the game's bureaucratic system, meaning that the player should be able to take as many edicts as he wants, really. But by doing so, he is essentially putting a strain on his own bureaucracy. And the more edicts he imposes in relation to his total population, the more stressed out his bureaucratic class is going to be. And as a result, who knows, maybe I'm going to have bureaucratic costs increase, maybe I'm going to have it even cause corruption if used excessively. I haven't truly decided yet, but this is the direction that I am favoring for the time being. On the top side of the user interface, you have the population icons, which are essentially all sorts of different population types that exist. And if you want to focus on a single type of pops or multiple types of them, maybe you want to see how they are doing, maybe you want to see their ethnic composition, you can just use this to filter in or filter out different types of pops. A little bit below that you have the pie charts, which you can again use to examine certain details about your pops, such as their ethnic composition or the jobs that they have. Currently there are only 4 pie charts, but in the future I may add 2 more related with politics, And finally, on the bottom, you have the population ledger. Here you can find out every single attribute of your pops individually, and in the future it should be also possible to click on these pops individually and get a pop-up window with even more detailed information about their status and their behavior. That's just about it for this update. I know it wasn't a long one, but I don't really want to drag this out too much since there isn't a reason to. Most of the things that I shared are fairly self-evident, but I would just like to add and mention that this is still work in progress and that many of the elements you see are subject to eventual change, such as the pop icons, the way the sliders look like, even the color palette. For the time being, I am just focusing on just having some of the most important user interface elements around and leaving the details for last, really. The next video that I will be uploading is almost certainly going to be the next major upcoming development diary, and hopefully there you will be seeing me using the population and economy tabs, as long as other tabs that you haven't seen as of yet, being used in actually, you know, a gameplay context rather than me just explaining them. And really to get a picture of how gameplay is going to look like, especially on the economic side of things and the internal state management level of affairs, just like the previous dev diary was focused a little bit on the military. Anyways, lads, thanks for watching. I hope that you will be looking forward for more, and I will be seeing you on the next one. Goodbye.